Okay, I want to say hi again everybody. Here we are once again in Blender 2.8. In this video I'm going to show you how I've overcome the problem of rigging characters and figures. Okay, basically I'm going to delete the cube, that's what it gives you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go Import. I'm going to, I believe it's an FBX. Yep, I'm bringing that FBX in from my desktop. It's a rough model, and it's actually got a rig. Okay, and it's posed. One thing you'll notice when you export, or what I realised is when I export rigged figures, rigged characters, it gives extra bones for some strange reason. Very strange reason. Very strange reason. Very strange reason. God damn it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the visibility if possible. Yes, of the main character here on the settings up here. Go into meta rig, go down and just choose the model itself, not the pose or the meta rig. And what you need to do is just really basically just choose the bones that are extra. It gives an extra one for the head, extra one for the chest, extra ones for the hands, and extra ones for the feet. It's weird, it makes them longer. It's very strange. So the way we're going to select bones, which is the problem that I've finally overcome, is when you can't select bones. Okay, it's very strange. Okay, even when you go to pose mode or whatever, you can only select the whole rig. You can't choose individual bones. You see the problem? But what you want to do is make sure you're there. As I say, what you want to do is go to choose the meta rig. Yeah, choose them. Yeah, hang on, no. Go. Yeah, so choose that meta rig. Okay, choose the meta rig. Excuse me, which is the main thing of this whole thing. I've just turned the visibility of the main model off here by clicking that eyeball here. If you're following my mouse here on the right, just make sure the visibility is off of the model, just so we can see what we're doing. Choose the meta rig, what is, the skeleton, what I've given it, the rig. Okay, just choose the rig, whatever your rig is, and then go to make sure this is in pose mode. You'll only get that if you've got the rig selected. Now, don't worry. I know initially I'm saying, so even though it's not highlighted here, because I've clicked around, but don't worry, no matter what, as long as try it and you'll see. And if this comes up here, pose mode, you should be able to find pose mode when you've got a rig selected, or when you're working with a rig. Go into pose mode, okay, and you'll be able to click on a root boat usually or something, but you can't click on individual bones. This is a strange thing, right? But what you do is we're not interested in posing it, but we are interested in deleting these extra bones just for now. Okay, you can do this in edit mode also, right, but it's going to bring you back into that position, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you how we're going to do this. You go to the select thing here and go down to circle, select circle. Okay, so it must be the circle select. Okay, select circle one, it must be this. Choose that. Now you'll find you can select with left click bones. Remember to hold shift on the keyboard as you're selecting multiple objects, which bones are multiple objects. Sorry about this advertisement there on the screen, and just get rid of them. I'm just going to get rid of the double chest bones it's given. Damn it. Okay, and stuff. Okay, but strange that, and the hip bones, just giving extra hip bones there. It's like as if we needed them, Unless there's unless there's something else, yo. This dude's looking funny about a minute. Okay, so basically, gonna go down there. You gotta laugh, haven't you, man? Anyway, and now they're all selected. We just press the delete, and then on the keyboard, and then just go to bones. Click on bones. I think you can also press X by doing that. Okay, from here you just click away, click somewhere else. Okay, let's go back to pose mode. Bang. Okay, and that's back to normal. And every time you bring in your model, it will just be like that again, unless you just save it as a Blender project, and next time you go in, it will just be like that. But to deal with figures so far, like this is an FBX figure model, it actually I have to do that every time. sadly, if I'm re-importing them. Or you can just pose the figure and try to ignore the bones, like just move the second bone down. But anyway, okay, now I'm going to turn the visibility back on of the character. Okay. Yeah. Another thing I want to say, okay, like you may be wondering, like, you know, well, you may want to move and pose the figure, right? So we're in pose mode, but we need to select the bones, right? So going down, I've got the rig selected. We could have done this a moment ago, but I just chose it to turn the visibility off of the main model just for quickness. But I've got the meta rig selected, which is the character. You could have named it whatever, but it's got the meta rig with inside this thing and the poses and stuff. I'm going to make sure this is here. I've just closed it down, but I've selected this meta rig, okay, this character. I'm going to go down to visibility, and where is it, man? Damn it. Is it visibility? Oh, damn it, I forgot now. Maybe no, bones. No, sorry, this one. This is the one, sorry. This should be the one here. The one that says object data for the, or data for the figure here, okay? And then go to viewport display. Okay, viewport display. And click, sorry, on viewport display, okay, under this little green figure one here. And then go to in front. Click that, and now you can see the bones. And then to move the bones, make sure you're in pose mode or in the layout view. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what render view you're in either. You know, I'm just in basic solid here. I'm not in the others like render or whatever. But you're going to click the same thing. Go to select and make sure you've got the circle select thing chosen, and then just click on your bones, and then just you can use the keyboard shortcuts or use these like the rotation one. A lot of the time you're going to use the rotation widget. Just turn the head. As you turn the bone, it's going to turn with it, you know. And you can animate this over time. You can move the camera as well. You're going to keep going back and choosing different bones and stuff, fair enough. But just moving them around, you know. It looks weird with the bones in front, but then don't worry, you can always turn the visibility of the bones off by just going down in there. No, you can't actually, can you? No. What you're going to need to do is just turn off this in front thing. Just turn it off, you know. You're just going to have to do that. You're going to get used to that, see? And that's how you pose your figures. And you can save these. What you can do is you can export them out as even static objects, like OBJ files. If you don't want a posable one, you can bring those, you know, set poses and stuff. You can reuse again. You may want to draw over them, like to make comics and certain kind of scenes, and practice drawing certain poses to practice your drawing, which I like to do as well. Or you can like get actual scenes set up here and set up scenes for comics. You might call it cheating, you might call it good practice, you know, for doing scenes, and I think it really is, you know, for doing 2D. Set up some scenes. You can animate characters, you know, or do some good 3D animation. I think it's all useful, you know, I really do. Now you may say, well, what about these bones? Bones are still sticking out from here and there, and they're still kind of like visible and awkward. Don't worry, because you can just go over here. You should be able to, like, you know, turn off the visibility, right? So let me just see. Yeah, see, I can do that anyway. I can just turn off, click the eye, and it turns that off. And if you want to turn the visibility off of the actual model, you go into the whole thing and turn the visibility of the model off or on. But this is a meta rig character thing. I guess you can name it whatever you want to. But the bones are on or off there, see. But if you want to make those bones easier to select and move, you're going to need to either turn the visibility off of the object, or you're going to have to move this thing, which will probably be better, clicking on in front, just so you can see what you're doing there when you're selecting those bones, individual bones, which is part of the whole rig, using the circle select tool. Okay, and you just literally go back, choose the things here, the widgets, and just move things into position, you know, move things into position. And there you go. Okay, and then just go back to in front, turn that off. You can set up your scenes, whatever you want to do. I've just done that for roughness. They're just showing you, okay, just to be rough and quick, just showing you. Sometimes if you go into like this is in rendered, there's nothing special here. I've not done any colours or any detail on this character, but if you had like wireframe view on, for example, like, it's really awkward to see, right? Kind of like ugly, but that might be useful for certain things. You might want to draw over, but it's kind of awkward to work with, because another reason is you may accidentally click on another thing, you know, and you don't want to. But you know, yeah, you can just go to solid mode. You want to do that. They've got look mode, which is this mode, or rendered mode, which is the main rendered mode, which is not. I've not moved around the lights or anything, so you're not seeing much here. If I move the lights and just, you can remember to go to object mode again when you want it to be a normal object up here, rather than pose. If you want to just see the scene, I'm going to just choose G, move the light around. Where's that damn light? I can't find it. Where's the light in the scene, man? Can't find the light. Oh, here it is. So I might want to move that light across, you see. Okay, and there's the guy in the darkness. If I want to turn off the visibility of the object, these widget things and the grid, just go up here. You can turn these things off here too, just by going there. And this one, okay, and this one. See, it's like that, and you can just get your camera angles and make some cool scenes up. You know, there's so much you could do, mixing stuff up, as I say, different effects, such as on this little icon here, going down to bloom and stuff like that. It's not showing much because the light's not that bright, but anyway, you know, thanks for watching this one. I hope it's been useful and beneficial to some people that are having that same damn problem that I was having. Take care.